Hello, everyone, the Human Garage community. Welcome to Astro Mechanics. I am Sensei Christopher Witecki, a step astrologer here to help you change your life. I was trying to be clever there, and I didn't really spit it out too well. It's such a pleasure here to be live on the Human Garage Network. We are a community of self-improvement, inner growth, and ascension. It's so nice to see everyone here. Say hello. Tell us in the chat or the comments your sun sign and step number. So your step number and sun sign, your rising and step number, which is the degree, by the way, and your moon sign and step number as well. And I'd be love to chat with you. I'm going to bring a few people on camera. I'm just messing here with my camera shot. Here we go. I am a Leo rising, so let's get that hair just perfect. Okay. So nice to meet everyone. By the way, we're going to bring at least 3 people on camera today, and we're going to be talking about what you are mechanically shifting in your life. But first, I want to do a little discussion on the astrology of our moment and what we can expect coming up here in this given week. We are into Pisces, if you don't know. Pisces, the 12 signs, just to be kind of clear, back up a little bit, because I know a lot of people in the Human Garage Network are a little new to astrology. I understand. Astrology, there's a history behind astrology. It used to be very deep and very poignant. But then when it started to be broadcast or published in newspapers, the columns, I can't remember the name of the one that was so popular for so long, but she would send in like full-on columns for all 12 signs. And the editors of the newspapers actually edited those things down to the first paragraph, like to just the first 300 characters or something like that. So astrology got a bad rap as far as pop culture is concerned, as being shallow and whatnot, not from the astrologers, from the newspaper editors, which is why I was super excited as an astrologer when the internet started allowing video and whatnot, because I felt like video was such a better vehicle to have a conversation, because astrology is extremely deep. It ultimately is a conscious map of your frequency vibration. And then what we do is we take the frequency of the now and we compare it to the frequency of your unique vibration. And that's how we begin to predict what your consciousness may be given a tour of. And that's what astrology really is. Astrology does not take over free will. Astrology is the weather. So you are a certain type of personality. As an astrologer, I can tell you it's going to be raining when it comes to ego issues, or storming when it comes to emotional issues. Or I can say it's going to be bright and sunny when it comes to love issues. How you interpret that astrological weather in your soul is the predictability part of it. And it's a prediction in the sense of it's a educated guess. Us astrologers look at, okay, here's a personality type, here's a weather scheme. What is the client most likely to do or respond as this part of their personality is highlighted? And that's really what astrology is. As the sun moves through the signs, the sun is the spotlight. It puts a spotlight on that sign. That sign is a state of human awareness, part of the 12 states of human consciousness. And so as the sun goes, through the signs, or the earth goes around the sun, actually, with the sun juxtaposed against the signs, we are highlighting, we're enlightening, we're adding light to that state of awareness. Now, that said, the state of awareness that we are adding light to right now is Pisces, which is your past life or your subconscious state of awareness. This is the state of awareness that's responsible for psychic ability, dream life, your subconscious. And by the way, I don't know the statistic. This is a better Gary question than it is a Witecki question, but I would say, in my guess, 96% of your awareness is subconscious. You're probably only about 4% is what we call waking life. And we know this from hypnosis. Put someone in hypnosis, they describe everything in the room. They describe the license plate of the car outside in the hypnosis. Your brain is recording like high definition video, everything in your life, but you're only paying attention to about 4%, in my opinion. That's a rough guesstimate. And so Pisces is that 96%. It is that consciousness that's below the seams that we have forgotten about, basically, that we're not becoming aware of. And in that energy is your childhood, everything you've repressed, all of your pain, all of your trauma that you've tried to repress, and also your implanted past life memories. So, I don't know if all astrologers believe what I believe, because I am an astrologer by trade, but I'm a mystic, really in life. I study all the different varieties and access points to spirit. I study the history of spirituality. I study the mechanisms in which all of consciousness works. And from what I understand in my studies so far, I'll let you know if I learn differently, it's a consensus among us mystics, us modern mystics, that when you reincarnate, when you die, you go to a creation realm. In that realm, you review your life for its mistakes and what you could have done better. And then you're put back in the game with specific memories of certain lives that you're going to pick up that timeline from and do another go about at it. So what Pisces is really us sort of switching those predetermined timelines, those fated timelines, those things that we agreed to do in heaven. And right now, this year, okay, is a very important Pisces year, because we have the Saturn in Pisces for the first time since 1994, so about a 30-year transit. And we have Neptune in Pisces for the first time at this degree since 1860, the beginning of the Civil War. So the fact that we are going through the Pisces tour, we're shining light on Pisces, with Saturn and Neptune messing with the frequency and changing the channel, means that this particular Pisces year, we are doing a major channel change to our life. Everyone's lives are changing profoundly right now, whether you are aware of it or not. Oh, that's interesting. Kettle, come on board, Kettle. That'd be a good question to ask. We are changing basically our main primary story. And my understanding so far is that everything in your life up until now was all past life catch-up, past life healing, coming full circle with past life, open-ended karmic lessons. And now what's happening is we're about to plug into a new spiritual lesson. So this is sort of interesting. A lot of people ask me about the presidential elections, about inflation, about the World Economic Forum. They ask me about these big things going on. And I will say this, that no matter what momentum has happened so far with the global elite, with the wealthiest families, with one thing I know they weren't expecting was this timeline shift. Everyone is shifting now, and consciousness tolerating being taken advantage of, consciousness accepting it as normal to be manipulated or misled. That whole aspect of consciousness that sort of rolled over and did nothing is now retired. It's now retiring. People are no longer going to benefit from that lesson anymore. And when we come to April and a solar eclipse next month on April 8th, it's the start of a whole new timeline. So it's going to be a bit of a train wreck from September on, as you have these clashing timelines, people who are insisting on the old timeline and people who are over it. They're done. They don't want any more. They've had enough. And of course, September is Virgo, which is the opposite of Pisces. So it takes 6 months to implement a conscious change into physical reality. So the changes you're making now, you'll see come to fruition or harvest in September, which is what September is. What Virgo is, it is the harvest. So this is the spring planting. September is the harvest. So that said, we have an exciting time, I think, this year and today. Let me go into a little bit of what this week is about and what we are experiencing this week. It's a busy week. I call this week opting into the new spiritual timeline. So today on Thursday is step 17, the 17th degree of the sun. Whenever you're 17 steps into anything, 17 steps into a marriage, 17 steps into a makeover, 17 steps into a movie. And what's a step? A step is a unit of time, whether that time is a second, a minute, an hour, a day, or a month. Okay, it doesn't really matter. But when you're 17 steps in, human consciousness is ready for a decision. And that's what step astrology is, by the way, something that I brought to planet Earth. It is a understanding of how consciousness naturally goes through these cycles, which is what astrology is. And the cycles are tied to numbers. So the number 17 is when your heart, step 1, and your intuition, step 7, your heart and your intuition come together to add to 8, complete or commit. So heart, intuition, 1 and 7, committing, net 8. So today we are committing to the new spiritual timeline that we want to have in our life. And when I say spiritual timeline, don't get too literal with this. This isn't like, oh, I'm going to open up a puppy store and I'm going to be the biggest puppy store in town. It's more like I'm interested in helping puppies. I'm interested in helping animals. I'm here to spread awareness around animal cruelty. I'm here to help the population of abandoned puppies on the planet. The hows, the specifics, the details, that's Virgo, the opposite of Pisces. Now, you may have speculation on the hows, but God Universe is not asking you to commit to the hows right now. God Universe is asking you to commit to the whys. It's asking you to commit to what and why, all right? And we will figure out the hows over the next 6 months. But you must know the essence of the why. Now, I think for most cases, for those who are awake and pay attention to their life, and I think anyone in Human Garage has this self-awareness in them just by being in touch with their body, being in touch with their health. So I think you already are these types of people. You probably already know the what's and the whys, but what you don't realize is that it's time now. And so the universe is saying, yes, it is time now. That dream you had since you were a child, it's time. It is time. And if you look at the world and you say, well, the world's a mess, how can it be time? Did you expect the world to put out a red carpet for your contribution to the world? Isn't your contribution to the world the red carpet? Aren't you the red carpet? Aren't you the one ushering in the new era? I say, yes, you are. The reason why the world is the way it is because you haven't done the why yet. So I do think it is time for you watching right now, to decide and commit to what your spiritual contribution is to the earth. A contribution is something that you can give as a gift that only you can give in your heart. Maybe other people have a similar gift, but we all have a unique gift. So it's really about throwing into the pile your unique gift that you have for the world. And so today it's time to make that decision, all right? And all you have to do is take the first step. And that's what happens tomorrow. So today you decide and commit, okay, I'm here for puppies. I'm here for people. I'm here to change the candy industry to be organic, whatever. I feel this calling. Tomorrow, step 18, you want to take a little step. You want to take the first step to make that happen. That can be buying the domain name on the internet. That can be opening up the bank account. That could be creating some sort of an account that supports it, such as an affiliate account or something. It can be anything, but God is watching, and there's something to putting something in motion, right? Well, what's the difference between dead and alive? Still and in motion, basically. So when you put energy in motion, which is what emotion is, when you put energy in motion, you begin to create a drag. You begin to create a wake in your space. People start to fall into your wake. People are attracted. They see the motion. And so that's the beginning of manifestation. One of my expertise is manifestation. I teach everyone in my service, Serious Joy, every day how to manifest. It is a collaboration we do with the universe. And if you're interested in Serious Joy, by the way, if you'd like to be coached 7 days a week, just go to the Human Garage app, hit partners, hit products, hit Serious Joy. It's $3.99 for the first month. You will be guided according to your astrology chart. There's no service on earth like ours, and we make a perfect complement to the Human Garage. We've been working on this for a long time now. So today you commit, tomorrow you act, Saturday you hold space, okay? You hold space, and holding space means you don't give up, you don't turn around, you don't skip out, you don't start doubting yourself. You just keep going. So there's a step called step 19 where you keep going. You don't stop. Most people abandon on step 19. They don't get enough feedback fast enough. They're feedback junkies. And so there's that moment of faith, which is a rite of passage. And between step 19 and step 20 is the difference between someone who's proficient and someone who's a master. To be a master, you have to keep going through the trials and tribulations and hold space until you get to step 20. Then step 20, you get very emotionally sensitive, and now you start to emotionally wonder if you're doing the right thing. And then step 21, which is Monday, is when things take off. Now, that said, we have a new moon on Sunday at step 20 Pisces. This new moon, a new moon, if you don't know, is an energetic new cycle begins on a new moon. So new moon is always the time to start a new habit, to get your hair cut. I've been told you can, I'm not sure. I have to come back on the haircut thing. I met someone recently who corrected me on that. So I'm not an expert on the hair. But new moon or full moon, I think it's the full moon you cut your hair, if I'm not mistaken. But new moons are the start of a new cycle, a new beginning. And so ultimately, you decide today, you act tomorrow, you hold space on Saturday, and then on Sunday, it's the new moon. This is where you say, okay, I'm heading for a new destiny. The new moon is at 20 degrees, which means you are you emotionally hold space. Thanks, Sarah Voss, about haircuts. It's on full moons. Now, so it's going to be ER rooms and hairstylists that are all crazy on full moons. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, gotcha. It's the new moon. Okay, thanks, Sarah. All right, thank you for that. Good, because full moons are crazy. Like to get into a salon on a full moon, it's, not super easy. Yeah, someone will have to ask down. Yes. Okay, Sarah, you have to be very clear. Is it a full moon or a new moon that you cut your hair? Please put a complete sentence in there. Help us with the English. I'm just kidding, because in chat it's just sort of like, yeah, of course. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, no, we don't. So Sunday is the new moon. Sunday is the galactic, and a new moon is like, the part about new moon is that it's the sun and it's our emotions. Okay, new moon. Thank you, Sarah. So cut your hair in the next 24 hours, y'all. Cut your hair by Sunday, all right? But what happens is on Sunday is, if you can do a little ceremony, a little light a candle for what your intentions are, put out a little card, put it on an altar. I always believe in having a little altar. My altar has like symbols of what I'm manifesting. Whenever I pass my altar, I send it love and I send it energy. It's an energetic focal center for how you want to manifest. It doesn't have to be witchy, because it's really not. It's that energy creates energy. Energy begets energy. So if you are putting a lot of energy, a lot of time and energy into a symbol or into a prayer center, you're more likely to manifest what you are putting focused energy into versus what you're not. So it's really launch time this weekend of the new spiritual story, of the new, and that story is saving puppies or helping animals. And really this story is going to change his story, in my opinion, because as I said, most people on the planet right now are shifting out of their wounded story and shifting into their thriving. So it's all been about surviving, and now the story is about thriving, and it is time to thrive. Again, I'll just keep hitting it home. If you're worried about who's going to be president, if you're worried about the economy, if you're worried about these things happening in the world, then go do what you're here to do. Go be the answer you seek. Go show us how it's done. That is the momentum and the energy. Everyone is expecting, at least Americans, to stay on the couch, gaining weight, drinking beer, and doing nothing. Let's burst through that impression, and let's break that scenario. It's time to break the internet. Start doing what you're here to do. Show us. And I think you're going to find you have remarkable momentum. The last thing I will say is, it is a summer of love. We'll talk about this. I'll be bringing some people on camera. Summer of Love. I just recorded a special on my YouTube, which is Serious Joy TV. That's my YouTube channel, Serious Joy TV. You'll see my last Friday night show. I have an Astro Mingle with Scott Cruz, who's a psychic medium. Him and I talk for all 12 signs about the summer of love. And we believe that this is going to be a major hookup summer. I think that the people are breaking up right now and people are going to be in another relationship by this summer. Ultimately, we're not meant to face this huge transition of the earth alone. You're meant to have your honey. And if you are in a relationship, the tone of your relationship is going to change, because up until now, the relationship was based on the karma you brought to the relationship. Now, the relationship will be based on the potential of your relationship. So I do think that we're going to have an amazing summer of love. Going to be great. So, cut hair by Sunday is the intention. Terrific. So I'd like to hear from people who like to come on camera and talk to me about what's going on in their life. Particularly, I'm curious. The question I'm going to ask everyone, so be prepared if you're sitting backstage. Oh, 12, 7 Leo sun, 12 Cancer moon, and a Leo rising. Carrie, super juicy. That's loving energy. Um, so we're going to talk. I would like to know where you see your story changing. Like, where's your spiritual story? What was the survival? What's the thrival? That's the two keys. What was the survival? What was the thrival? We were all doing something of survival, by the way. All of us have been primitive, almost all of us. Even the geniuses out there were not tying their shoes and eating right. Okay, so everyone was not surviving properly. And I'm curious what your new moon intentions might be. And then on top of that, I'll also answer personal questions about your astrology as much as I can do here in my head as I grab your stats. So we need to know your sun and its degree, your moon and its degree, and your rising and its degree. Let's bring someone on camera right now and shoot the shift. We'll just go with the one right on top. We will pay the one. Katie France Vander something. Let's see if Katie comes up. We'll see. It takes a minute here. And YouTube's been, I mean, Instagram's been really weird. Hello, Katie. Live in traffic.
Hi,
Pull over.
I did.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Um, so tell me, what's your sun sign?
It's a Libra 6 degree.
Ooh, we call that a Grandmaster Libra. Did you know you're a Grandmaster Libra?
Yep. And I'm a Grandmaster Pisces. I'm a 6 moon Taurus and a 16 Pisces rising.
Ooh, double Grandmaster, 16 Pisces rising. So you must be part of our group in Serious Joy if you know all that. What was your moon?
Mm-hmm. Taurus 6 degree.
Oh, 6 degrees Taurus. Okay. So you're under a lot of spiritual construction. What is your spiritual story of survival that's ending?
Um, Basically believing in myself now. I've always
Oh,
tried to help others, do everything for everybody, and now I'm trying to do for me. And
okay.
just, yeah.
So yeah, so your survival story was to survive, you thought you had to take care of everyone.
Yep.
Okay. And now you're going to take, and so your new spiritual story is to take care of yourself first. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Which is kind of Libra, I have to say, right? Like
I
you're a
always thought
token
it was
Libra.
selfish before.
Oh,
So,
that's very interesting how we tell it. That's probably your Grandmaster Pisces rising. You probably had that Pisces rising from being in a past life in the church. So that's
hmm
probably church brainwashing that was making you think that.
okay.
That you had to put everyone else first before yourself. Yeah. So how are you putting yourself first now? Do you have a token example?
Um, I've been with you in Garage and doing the 28 days and the LSA and doing as much as I can, working a regular full-time job.
So you're following
um,
all your heart's
yep,
desires. Oh, that's
yep,
beautiful.
and doing everything and that's what I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be going next. I keep trying to find that, and I still want to help others, but now showing them the way I'm living my life, basically.
Mm, got you. So I'll tell you this right now for Pisces risings, um, Pisces risings are right now kind of opening their mind up to new things. So,
Mhm.
you if you knew it, you'd probably know it. So what I recommend you do is if you have just the slightest curiosity, explore it.
Okay.
Like curiosity, what people don't realize is curiosity is actually a sign from our higher self. We are not curious about anything we're not meant to learn more about. And so
Okay.
in the very beginning, they come up as just like, I'm curious. Do cops ever retire? I mean, it's weird stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, start exploring that. And it starts to unravel and starts to reveal, what's possible.
Mhm.
The next big thing that's happening is, this summer of love. Are you in a relationship?
Yes, I'm married
Okay,
and have
terrific.
one son. Yeah.
Terrific. And I would imagine that marriage is going to go through an upgrade right now. Just a renewal
Mhm.
of vows, falling in love for a second round, new interest. It could come simply from the fact that you are changing your energy and dynamic now. You know, are you doing less support? What's your husband's astrology sign?
He is an Aquarius. I can't remember his off the top of my head.
Okay, that's all
February
right.
5th is his birthday.
Okay, so he's got a lot of change coming up as well. Um, my point is that the summer of love is going to be home and family for Pisces risings. Pisces are going to either relocate or get grounded in their home or set up a new foundation for themselves somehow. So it's really about getting in
Mm-hmm.
touch with your feelings
Okay.
right now. Yeah, I was, in the beginning. Do you know if your sun is in the let's see here. So if you have Aries rising and your sun is you have Pisces rising, Aries, Libra. So yeah, your sun is in the eighth house, I think. Is it? Do you know? Maybe not.
Not offhand. No. I've looked at it, but I can't
Okay.
remember what it is offhand.
Are you super private?
No.
Okay, so it's probably not. It's probably in the seventh. Well, that said, I would think there's going to be kind of it's time to sort of take care of yourself on the basic level this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really come from a good home. You come from a home where you're probably trying to earn your love. And so to be really nurtured and well cared for is probably something you take for granted. So what I'm leaning at is once you're sort of taken care of a little bit more in a five-star setting, and I
Mm-hmm.
think the maneuvers are really good for what this transit is, then your heart's going to really start to blossom and open up, and your heart's going to start to know what it is that you want to do next, and what your heart
Okay.
wants to, how your heart wants to express yourself. So it's kind of back to, in a way, it's sort of back to the terrible twos. You got to sort of take care of the toddler in you, and nurture and care, and just comfy sheets and good feng shui in the house and time outside, just like what you would give a toddler, which I know sounds overly simple and elementary, but that's actually how simple God works. And then once you start to be well cared for, sitting there bored because you're not taking care of something, you're going to get inspired.
And that's what I'm kind of at. Like, I mean, I like my job, but I'm bored with it. I've been there for over 10 years, and I'm just kind of bored, and all the stuff with Human Garage, and I've also joined with Ultra Water with Shane, and I'm just trying all these different avenues, but it's like I get roadblocks everywhere. And I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't the right way. Maybe I should go this way. And that's what I feel like a pinball machine right now.
Mm. What kind of roadblocks are you experiencing?
Well, like I've tried to get the Ultra Water off the ground, and everybody's like, nope, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. It sounds good. I just haven't found the right way with air. And then I've I was supposed to go to Costa Rica, or they invited me. I couldn't go to that. I keep wanting to figure out how to get in more with Human Garage, and it just seems like roadblocks there. And then, I mean, I still financially need to work where I'm at, so I still have that job and trying to figure out ways. I don't want to quit, but I also not happy there. So,
Hmm. Yeah, so you are reinventing your personality and your character with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces in your first house. So I would, I think you're on the right path. What you're calling a roadblock, what you might want to change that term,
okay.
just because it sort of sounds like God stopping you, and and that's not the case. It's that you tried something and don't like it, or it's
Yeah.
not time. That's really what it
Hmm.
is.
I think it's
So
not my time. Yeah.
it could very well be not your time. To some degree, I do think you have to walk before you run. So I keep getting a strong sense that like you are, you could use some more TLC.
Okay.
You need some back rubs, honey.
That's what
You
I
need a
don't
little.
ever give that to myself. I give it to everybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think you've experienced what it's like to be under your care.
Mm.
And I
Yeah,
actually
I think you're right.
I have a sense that it might, I think you genuinely do like caring about other people, but you have left yourself behind in that process. And so it's been, two for them, one for you every now and then. So if you can like put yourself under your own care and really experience what it's like to be under your own care. Like make yourself your own client. For one, you're going to recharge your batteries. For two, you might
Mhm.
see care in a new light. Like you might realize that you want to care for people still, but under your terms now. You know, that's maybe
Okay.
what your heart wants to do. And what I suspect will happen is you're going to go through a money transit here in about a year from now. So you can start beta testing new ways of making money now. And what I recommend you do is you just sort of ramp up the new way while the old way keeps paying the bills, and just sort
Okay.
of slowly ramp up the new way. You'll be able to exit off of that freeway.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a specific question that I can answer today?
Um, I mean, I don't know if you could answer this or not, but like we have a rental home and I want to sell it, but my husband doesn't. I'm like, this is the time to sell. We're in Florida. This is the highest it's gonna, I think, ever be. But he's like, no, we need to keep it. I'm like, I think we need to sell it. So that's only our only argument right now.
What do you feel? Not think.
um, I feel that we need to.
Okay. Ask him what he feels, not what he thinks.
Okay.
That's step one. Ask him what he feels.
Mhm.
Um, my psychic side says that you're right. So my psychic agrees with you. Like, I do feel like we're about to go through some sort of a major economic uh, issue in the country. I do feel, and this is like, I'm no financial expert, but I do
Right.
feel like homes are going to take a hit. Like values in the country are going to take a hit. We have some storm coming in September or so.
Mhm.
And so if you're getting the nudge from your guides, and it's just a guide thing to do it, I feel like you should. Let's put it this way. I can name like 6 billionaires that sold a big percentage of their stock in the last week.
Okay.
Warren Buffett, you know,
Yeah.
so they're selling for some reason. What do they know that we don't know?
Yeah. They usually know ahead of us.
They do. Um, but I feel that right around election time, like it feels like something hits the fan in late August, is what it feels like psychically.
Mhm.
So I'm telling all my clients in personal sessions, get your business done before September 1. Get your business done
Okay.
before September 1. Get prepare for a storm. A storm is windy, uncertainty, dangerous conditions to drive or try new things. You want to get everything in play by September 1st, because we will be going through a bit of a storm, which would affect the economy and everything else, probably from September of this year to September, October of 2026.
Oh. Okay.
So it's about a 2 year. I don't know what to think is what's coming up.
Right.
And I feel very confident about this prediction because the last time I felt this, it was COVID. I don't feel like it's COVID. I feel it's something creative. We'll put it that way. So it feels. I'll just, for what it's worth, tell your husband I feel like you should sell too.
Okay. I will.
It's just, but Aquarius don't. But I actually challenge an Aquarius to. I get the feeling that he's interested in. So here's what I feel psychically. If he has something better to invest in, I don't think he would fight you.
No, that's what he said. What are we going to reinvest it in? And I was like, we'll pay off our house that we have now. That's what was
Now,
my thought.
okay, so now I'm on his side.
Yeah.
I think the bank should take the risk, make your money work for you.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't pay off that house. That doesn't. If the economy tanks and you have a paid for house, that's worth nothing to you. No one's going to buy it.
That's true. Yeah.
So you want to keep your power liquid. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just psychically sharing what
Oh no, no.
this,
Yeah.
but I would say you're both right. Like I feel like paying off your debt. If the whole world has a reboot and a bankruptcy and reboots, then your mortgage might get rebooted with that as well. Like I would not pay all that off personally,
Mhm.
just for the emotional satisfaction of having it paid off. I don't know if it
Yeah.
will be, if the value of your house drops, all that liquid money that could be making you money is now caught up in something else. Like
Yeah.
is
That's true.
caught up in your house rather versus you know, which is now you're waiting for the market to snap back. So that's what I feel intuitively. I hope that helps you.
Okay. It does. Thank you.
That's steered, you're welcome. Steered in a different direction, but hey, why not? Someone must have needed to hear that. Come
Yep.
back again and say hi.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's bring someone else on here. I'm gonna just manifesting magic. Oh, you caught my eye, Carrie. So I think you'll have to exit out yourself. I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring on Carrie. Carrie, can you come on and manifest magic with me? Hi, Carrie.
Chris,
How
good
are you?
morning. It's
Hi.
very early here in Australia. Good morning.
Oh, hello. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
So tell us, what's your son's sign and
We're
degree?
7 Leo,
Oh, I actually saw you earlier. How funny, you're destined to be on here. What's your rising?
9 Leo.
Oh, oh, that's the same as mine.
Oh,
I'm a lion.
well, of course.
You're my down under twin sister. I love it.
There you go.
And that means your sun is like on the eye of God. I'm very curious about you. And then your moon?
I'm a 12 Cancer.
Oh, you are just cozy. So what timeline, what survival timeline are you retiring this week? And what thrival timeline are you birthing? Oh no, we just lost her right on that ponder. I think we lost you. I'm gonna grab you again, Carrie, if you're in here. Because it said it was unable to join. Oh, come back again, Carrie. Come back again, dear. We lost her. I'll bring you back up. I'm gonna go after Gabriel because I like the angel Gabriel, so I'm calling up Gabriel and inviting if Gabriel can come. Let's see if Gabriel can come on with us. Hey, what's going on? It's a male Gabriel. You never know with Gabriel. Hi, Gabriel.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. Are you drive? Please drive safely.
I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry.
Okay. What's your sun sign?
So I'm a 16-degree Leo,
Oh wow, another net seven Leo. Okay, and you're rising.
and so I'm 14-degree Libra Moon
Okay.
and 29 Libra Rising.
Ooh, wow, 29 Libra rising. Okay. Uh, and I was asking everyone, what survival timeline are you retiring, and what thrival timeline are you birthing?
I hope it's all like the addiction stuff.
Okay.
So like learning discipline, delay gratification, um, purpose.
Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out what your purpose is.
More or less, yeah. And then because it feels like if I do that, then everything else kind of starts aligning. Because
Mm-hmm.
without that, everything that I like try to discipline myself, it always ends up in like, what's the point kind of mental place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so your 29 your 29 Libra rising is an overachiever, just so you know.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. I'll bank my career on it. So you're, and I think that, but a 16-degree Leo is here to have fun and have an open heart. So if you were my son, I wouldn't discipline you with trying to be self-disciplined. I would raise you to play. I think the addiction is that your heart wants to play.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to be having fun.
yeah. I can't do like one thing the same way more than like twice.
Yeah,
I
there
always,
you go.
I'm just constant. I have like just a constant, like I can't control it. Like I just keep changing things up all the time.
Right. And do you have a career that allows that?
Well, I'm in LSA two, and actually we spoke in October, I think. And
Okay.
yeah, yeah, we spoke in October. It was around that time. It was like I stopped smoking weed for about a month,
Okay.
and it was like that was like 6 months into doing Human Garage. So I
Hmm.
had a lot of big openings happening for me, and then since then I've been kind of like down in down in the trenches again of all the subconscious stuff coming up, old patterns that I don't feel like I can control them right now.
Yeah.
And so what I'm hoping for and looking forward to is, like you said, like opening up from the heart and really just like pedal to the metal kind of committing to that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, that's really what it is. So first of all, you've done nothing wrong. When you got sober, you stopped denying and medicating, which I do think marijuana is good for that, especially as people suffering. And so what happens is like all the spiritual junk in your trunk comes to the surface,
Yeah,
and that's just the game. That's just the way it rolls, brother.
for
Like,
sure.
but also, like I've said in the beginning of the show, we're all being told to pinch out all of our old stuff too. So I don't even know if it was you getting sober. It might have actually just been the timing of the now to end those old stories. They had to come up to be processed.
Yeah,
We all had to. Like no one got out of that one.
like
And a lot of people are getting sick too.
yeah. For me, it's like the sobriety itself, or the weed itself, and other things too, like just like common 21st century vices. Um, it's not even about that, right? It's about like I want to go to a place where I'm maintaining a higher state of awareness, right? Because
Yeah.
I've seen what comes with that, and how powerful open heart and an intuition can be, and um, like the freedom of moving through emotion, um, like openly without numbing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to be there all the time now, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to work on. And I know that to get there, it's going to take just a longer period of time of being away from all the vices. So I'm like looking for that little switch in myself right now that can commit to that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I think you have to replace the vice with something fun. I think you 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 are not gonna. As soon as you're bored, you're gonna make trouble, dude. Like you need to have fun. A 16 has to have an open heart. An open heart is a playful, childlike spirit. So I think you need a heavy dose of fun activity every day, like
Okay.
stuff that makes your heart happy, like really appealing to your 5 or 6 year old inside of you. Because your
Okay.
29 is like way adult.
Sorry, my 29 is way adult.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
okay, so
way
that's
adult.
why I'm overachieving, because like I'm not actually an adult, but I'm pretending to be.
Yes, you're a child pretending to be an adult.
Okay.
That's exactly what's going on. And
Somehow
with the fourth,
that's really reassuring somehow.
it is. Well, you should.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's all a game, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't work. I mean, I think you need that pressure off your shoulders. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it was just a game. Also, your moon at 14 Libra tends to intellectualize your feelings.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to kind of like taste them for a couple more seconds.
What I've
If you just stay in them a little longer, you might get some insight you're skipping over.
what I've realized, it's like my feelings come to me literally as a verbalized thought
Mm.
before the feeling.
Whoa, that's pretty handy. Wow. Okay.
So I've really leaned into that, like 14 degrees sometimes, to realize my thought isn't the thought I need to act on, but it's showing me what feeling I'm feeling subconsciously. I'm also a 2 degree, 2 degree in my Pluto,
Oh,
Sagittarius.
oh
It's
God.
2 degree Sagittarius.
I'm so glad you said
Pluto.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
I like
yeah.
I hide my feelings are like hiding, like I have weird boundaries around them.
So 14 is heart belongs. Okay. So basically your mind is sending text messages whenever the feeling doesn't belong.
Whenever the feeling doesn't belong.
Correct. So
Okay.
you're like Wonder Woman, you're dodging bullets with your bracelet. Every time the feeling doesn't belong, you're just like, oh, that was compelling. Like you're making a word out of it so you don't have to feel it. And that's what, now we know what part of the addiction was, is that you were also using it to dodge feelings. But Pluto at 2 degrees means that you don't have boundaries set up for your feelings to feel safe.
Right.
So anytime you go anywhere, you have to ask yourself, well, what would make me feel safe? What
I
would make
feel
me
like
feel
that's what the discipline is.
okay? Yeah, that's a good discipline. Yeah, that's a very good discipline. So, I've got to talk to my landlord about that they're raising the rent. Okay, well, what will make me feel safe? I'm not going to bring up this, I'll bring up that. I'm going to start with a happy talk about how I'm enjoying this. You set it up to where you don't upset the 2-year-old. 2 degrees is the 2-year-old inside of you. The 2-year-old, the toddler, the terrible 2-year-old is not cared for or protected. Every year of our life is a step number, by the way, up till age 29. And then we start to recycle the steps. So age 2 is step 2. You probably had some sort of something happen to you at age 2, by the way, too. Your parents dropped you on your head or something. Most likely. So sometimes it helps to know what that was, because you understand why you grew up without emotional boundaries. Maybe
Yeah.
mom had a meltdown. Maybe dad went away and you were abandoned by your dad. Maybe you went on a business trip or something for that year. Sometimes it adds some insight as to why you have problems protecting your emotions.
I mean, you literally just said it in there. It's like it nails. I don't know if it's exactly the events that occurred, but it nails the pattern. And um, obviously, at the age of 2, it would have been unconscious.
Yep, totally. Which is what's operating here. Is
Yeah.
that unconscious that we were talking about? That's what Pisces is our unconscious. So you unconsciously have built these survival mechanisms. One of the mechanisms is to deflect your feelings when they don't belong. It's something you don't like. You come up with a term and you intellectualize the feeling. That's one of your mechanisms. One of your mechanisms was just to get stoned. These are different mechanisms really to try to repair whatever happened as a 2-year-old. So,
Okay.
as crazy as it sounds, if you can be disciplined to give the 2-year-old now what the 2-year-old needed at 2, you'll fix the problem.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And it's really that simple. I mean, you may just need your baba on your blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you another question?
Go for it, man.
So it's about those high standards I have.
Okay.
Uh, so what is like? I don't feel like they're going to go away anytime soon. The standards, that is.
Oh, no. No.
So I'm looking for a new way to treat them that is more playful and positive.
Uh-huh. So, actually, the truth is that you're skipping steps to get to 29. So, we already know you skipped step 2, and you might have skipped other steps along the way. And so you can have those high standards, but you have to gradually build yourself up there. You can't just expect to come out of the gate and be Jesus.
For sure.
It looks like we're having some internet here. So you can have them, but you want to build up to those. So, as long as you're making continued incremental improvements towards your goal, be satisfied with the fact that you are continually working toward your goal, and you will reach your goal. But to sit there and expect yourself to be at that goal out of the gate is unrealistic and is putting unfair pressure on you.
Okay. So then there's something interesting that always happens is that when I make a step forward, my my standards or my brain or my ideas or my vision or like the fantasy takes like 5 steps forward, right?
Right?
And again, like I, I it's almost debilitating. Um, but again, I don't think it's gonna go away. So, but that's gonna keep happening.
Right?
Um, and I feel like I need like a place to put that, you know?
Yeah, you need a daily application of it.
Right.
So, being at step 16, you do live in the clouds. That's a Neptune degree. You probably had a past life with that low Pluto where you were in captivity. you were probably stuck in a monastery or stuck in a jail or stuck somewhere and have to see your whole chart, but you were imprisoned. So your imagination was your only freedom. So you were
Okay.
born stuck in your imagination.
Yeah.
And so you just need to recognize, like, dude, you're out of jail. You can actually do these things now. And so I think the discipline is, I think the dreaming is a good dose of fun. Like when I said you need constant fun, I bet you have a lot of fun with all that dreaming. It's part
A
of your
lot of
fun.
fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, as long as you have like, okay, so what are we gonna do today to make that happen? So
Okay.
it has to be balanced with, all right, so what steps will I do today? And I do the same thing. By the way, I'm like a workhorse. But like I'll get burned out. I'll go in the car, I'll listen to music, I'll dream about my future, I'll dream about my wife, I'll just dream and it resets all of my creativity and my passion and then I'll drive back home and get back to work. So as long as
Okay.
you balance it, I think it's a good thing.
Okay. That's super, super good feedback. Thank you.
You're welcome. You just need to balance it with some practical can do's. And by the way, you're going to have more fun dreaming tomorrow when you took steps today. So
Yeah.
the advice I gave you actually creates better dream time from having done a few of the tasks. So if you really love dreaming this much, oh, right now you're just dreaming on a hope and a prayer. Wait till you have the first step done. The excitement is going to be a crazy ecstatic.
So
And
it's
that's
like
probably why,
have to. I'm sorry. I have to I have to take actual steps for the dream to be fun.
yes,
And it's like the dream's going to be there no matter what, so I might as well leverage it.
yes, absolutely, 100%. Make it your candy, your inspiration. It's super important. Absolutely. But take just a couple steps and you'll be surprised. I mean, you just buy the domain name of your business and you'll be ecstatic. Like, we're not talking about, again, be incremental to build up to that 29 degree. Like, I know you see the 29, but you keep your eye on it, but also look down at where you are right now and what needs to be done today. So you just need that practical looking down where you are right now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yay. Well,
Thanks, Chris.
Gabriel, it's always a pleasure to talk to an angel. Come back, brother, and tell me how it goes.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Okay, ciao for now. All right, we have time for one more. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the list, at least it's bottom here. And I will pick, I don't know, my heart is just like, okay, anyone named Forever Shine has got to be on this podcast. Forever Shine, let's see. And I'm just choosing because it stood out. We'll see if she comes on. If not, we'll try another one. Oh, we have a beautiful shot of the ceiling. Hello. Oh, hello. Are we there? This person may not realize they're on the air. Okay. Okay, I have a feeling they don't realize they're on the air. I'm not quite sure how to end something with someone, so we will try another one because I don't think she realizes she's on the air. She's forever shining. We'll try Leslie Scott. Leslie Scott. Trying Leslie Scott. Yay! We're going to
Hey.
share it with Forever Shine. She's doing something in the kitchen. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh,
There she is. Hello, we have two here. We'll do doubles. Okay.
it's okay. I can step
Oh,
off. I'll wait for
No,
another time.
we'll just, this must be what God intended.
okay.
So we'll go with it. I want to let everyone shine. You go ahead, Leslie. We'll hold up, and we'll start with you.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Leslie.
Oh,
I
okay.
am in Canada.
Hi,
And
Leslie. What's your sun sign?
I am Aquarius all the way. So I'm 16 Aquarius sun, 4 Aquarius moon, and 20 Aquarius rising.
Wow,
I'm Aquarius
everything
too.
is in your
Yeah, that's
in
why
your
we're
12. Oh my God, it's
together.
a double aqua here, huh? Okay, so give me your stats. We'll just do an Aquarius super hour here.
Okay, I'm Aquarius 12, which is the first one, which is moon. No, sorry, sun sign.
Okay.
0 Cancer rising. And 17 Gemini.
17 Gemini moon.
Moon.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name is Taylor. I'm from
Taylor.
I'm from Gibsons, BC, across the water from Lions Bay, where Gary and Cynthia
Oh,
live.
so we have a lot of Canadians on. Canadian Aquariuses. I'm feeling a little. So I'll ask each of you. We'll just do a double interview here. I can handle this. Leslie, what is the survival story you're putting down, and what is the thrival story you're picking up?
Wow. So I want to say the strongest one for me, I'm very similar to you in that I've been trying to put myself first, but I feel like it's more my chameleon thing. Uh, I'm a people pleaser, and I feel like I've always kind of just molded myself to be exactly the person, the thing, the whatever that I the person around me wants me to be. So I'm actively working on being myself more and speaking up for myself. My big,
Beautiful.
yeah,
I would imagine with your setup, you probably come from a past life of being in a religion or being in a monastery or segregated away from life. So I think you're dealing with some past life programming
could
there.
be. I'm very inward.
Yeah, yeah. Which is why you're like, okay, I'll just get off the show right away. I'm like, no, no, no. Where are you going?
It's
Where are you
only
going,
because
son
I
of
know
Thor?
that I'll be back on another time. Like
Okay, fair
it's
enough.
on.
Fair
Like
enough.
she was,
What?
so I'm about fairness.
Yeah, I love that. That's very 12th house awesome. And Taylor, what are you putting down and what are you picking up? What is your survival story that you're retiring and what is your thrival story that you're picking up?
Um, well, I think that I'm coming into a whole new stage of my life where I think in the past everybody thought I was crazy because I was kind of like a little bit ahead with talking, like reading books and kind of being too blah 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 blah. And then I got really quiet in the last 10 years, and now everybody's coming to me like I got this icon of information. I'm like, what happened? Everybody's asking me for information. So it was like this turn of events that my career is going really really well. I adopted a little girl on my own back in 2013.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, they had kind of some special needs, but she's doing great. But I was married at the beginning of it. That didn't work out. He wasn't really into it. And I had to really kind of put my heart and soul into it. And she's 10 now. She's 10. So it's
Yeah,
like, I don't,
that's beautiful.
yeah, I feel like a whole new life is beginning. And then in Human Garage and doing that and being dedicated to, I was coughing for literally 3 months and nothing but phlegm coming up.
Hmm.
And I feel like I threw
Grief.
up like, yeah, yeah,
So all your grief.
yeah. And I feel
Yeah.
better. I've like I still nasally, but I can take a deeper breath than I've ever taken in my entire life. But phlegm
Oh,
coming up, Chris, like they're just. But anyway, I've been working with some of the lifestyle artists, and they've been telling me like what's happening, and they're like, "You're not sick. You're not sick." Like, okay,
no, you're not.
I know.
That's an old story. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Now
yeah.
you know. And you're I think your son's in the eighth house, so you both are people who kind of hide out, which is weird. We got a couple of closeted Aquariuses here, right on the dawn
Uh,
of the age of Aquarius. Well, I always say
yeah.
we can't have the age of Aquarius without the Aquariuses. So
Mm,
God is kicking you into play now, both of you. You're
mm,
both being kicked
mm,
into play. You both we need you to help understand where we belong. And the Aquarius mantra is according to what our heart desires. That's where we belong. And the world is not organized by that. The world's organized by who has the most money. The world's organized by who has the most power. It's not organized by where our heart gravitates towards. So that's really the mantra. So let me go back to Leslie. What is your question? What can I help you with?
Uh, I didn't have a specific question besides I'm a little directionless right now, so I guess I'm waiting for things to unfold. But I feel like I'm ready, and I feel like the 40 days have passed. I mean, that I guess I have a million questions about that because it's getting a little mathy on me.
Oh, okay. You're having a
mm.
hard time figuring out what decan with
Yeah,
the decans.
so that's been a little
Yeah.
tricky with me. So I'm falling behind a tiny bit on that because I'm a little confused, but I'm working on it, and I know that I keep going back, and it's falling into place, and I do
Okay.
my place in this world is coming up for me, and I'm confident.
Well, you have a 20-degree Aquarius rising, so you would just subtract, your moon is 4 degrees. So that means that 20 minus 4, your moon is in the second decan.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And 20 minus 16 is 4. So that actually this makes sense. 20 minus 16 is 4. So that means that it's actually in the third decan. So your sun's in the third decan and your moon's in the second decan. Just to tell you right now. Yeah. And we're going to try to find a workshop to help people understand that more. I know it's complicated. It drives me crazy too. I almost left it out of the program, but I was like, no, it's just so precise. Like, so we're going to try to find a way to help people. I'm going to try to find an automated way to do it in the software.
Yeah,
But I think
I don't know why it makes me feel dumb, but I'm trying to not feel dumb anymore. Like, I'm trying to not have that voice in my head that I just like, it's not
oh no,
easy.
you're dumb. You're not dumb. I go
No.
cross-eyed in a reading. If someone asks me on the fly to figure it out, I'll panic and suddenly not know how to do it. Like I'll be like a kindergartner, like 1, 2, 3. Like I do it too. So you're
Mhm.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why don't you come on to? We're gonna have a live show at the end of the program, the Wednesday at the end of the program. Come
Okay.
on the live show. I'll pull you up and I'll answer your questions in our final program. Okay.
That would be awesome. Is that like that's towards the end of the 40 days?
Yes, it's the week. It's the Wednesday after the end of the 40 days, which I think is in April. I think it's the first Wednesday in April, if I'm not mistaken. We'll broadcast it like crazy and tell
Awesome.
you. Because it's a town hall meeting. It'll be at 1 p.m. Just come on down and raise your hand right away so I see you in class, and I'll make sure I take care of you.
And
Okay?
in the meantime, I'm trying, like I said, I'm new to astrology, so I'm working on it and I just re-listen. And so hopefully by then I'll be a little bit more, I do
Yeah, me
appreciate
too.
it. Thanks.
Well, this is not your first rodeo. If you have all this Aquarius energy, you've probably been introduced to it in a past life, but then organized religion probably smothered it. So it's probably you have the knowledge. It's probably buried deep.
I'm digging.
We'll help you. Yeah, we'll dig together. I'll help you reach that treasure.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Awesome. And Taylor, what question can I answer for you?
I know you're getting to the end here. I want to ask about love life, like all the women ask about, I guess, but I have been single for 10 years.
Okay, so I have an easy answer for you.
Thanks.
It's ultimately, first of all, you had a lot of you were born with a lot of relationship issues. First of all, you are a person who tends to hide out and close off. You are probably going. The next question is intimacy. Do you let people in? Should even answer
Oh,
that
I lost you for a
question.
second. I lost you
Okay,
for a
so
second.
the
The
question
last
is
sentence.
about intimacy. It's
Mm,
about closeness. I
mm,
think for you at the moment, I think this is a great summer to find love for you, by the way.
mm,
For cancers, it could be a past life love because Jupiter being the 12th house. So it's quite possible that you draw the one you love. Right now, I would focus on how open you are for that
mm,
love. So
mm,
one of the little witchy tricks we do, clean out half your closet, have a dresser ready for him, start sleeping on one side of the bed, like start making space. And this is for a person with boundary issues, by the way. That's why I'm
mm,
saying this. A
mm,
person with boundary issues who tends to close off to the world needs
mm,
to open up. I
mm.
just had a feng shui expert on one of my shows. She says wash your front door with like peppermint tea and wash both sides of your door. Clean your door so people feel welcome to enter into your life.
Mm.
So those are
That
some
makes sense.
energetic things you can do. But do you know what your Pluto is by chance?
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry.
Well, I would hone in on your Pluto. If you're in my program on Serious Joy, like look at your Pluto. We're going to talk about Pluto here in a couple days in our past lives and karma. I'm guessing that your Pluto is inflamed, which means that you're not really paying attention to where you feel unsafe,
Mm.
and so you're just default closed for business. So when people
Yeah,
don't have good boundaries, they just close all the
right.
doors. That's just a natural spiritual thing. They close all the doors. Men feel that. We can feel you're not available. We're getting a strong signal. Stay away. So I
Mm,
think really it's about opening up those boundaries. And for you, it means feeling safe where you don't feel safe. And once you feel safe, you'll open up that door, and that special person will come by. But you're going to be
Makes
really.
sense.
I have a sense that you have a relationship you already decided to have past life. So I have a sense that it's a past life love, which is a match made in heaven, which means you don't have to worry, you just have to get ready.
Okay.
So I'm not picking up that you have to do dating apps or any like speed dating or anything. I'm picking up that
But,
you just need to prepare yourself. You're still in the posture of single or single not available, and I think
mm,
you need to make yourself energetically available, and
mm,
that's from really understanding where your boundaries are.
mm-hmm. That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of
and
sense
then
for me too.
yeah,
Mm,
and
mm.
then with the boundaries too,
Maybe we
it's
should
like
get
also
married.
think about boundaries of entry. Like so, it's like okay, I don't really want to talk about my past, my last husband with this guy when I meet him. I don't really want to talk first of all. And as soon as you tell the world, I don't want this, it won't happen. Like
Right.
anyone
Right.
who's got half a wit will somehow just sense like I shouldn't go there with her. So
Mhm.
set up, what is appropriate on the first date, the first conversation, like set up the schedule of how you're going to open up and share and watch how that candidate magically falls into that pattern. They will
Mm. And
magically
when you say past love life, does that mean somebody from my past or somebody from your past life? Like
No,
another.
what I'm saying is like when you start, imagine yourself starting to date, starting to get to know somebody. Think about like what are you willing to share on the first date? What are you willing to talk about? What you're not willing to talk about? Think about all your boundaries. When you'll
Mm,
hold his hand, when you'll kiss him. I mean, I have a sense that you haven't worked through those, and so you're just default closed.
mm,
and
mhm.
and so if the man knows what he needs to jump over to get into your house, I mean, like, and understands
Yeah.
the rules very cleanly, you'll feel safe, and also you'll attract someone who's interested. So I think clear boundaries are really important. If
Mhm.
you want a nice guy, nice guys don't push women. We don't push
Yes.
women.
Yes.
And women are like, well, I want to be swooped up. It's like
I want to be
some women
swooned.
do, some
Yeah.
women don't.
Mm.
Right. It's like you have to be real clear with us what the rules are. If you want us to be nice, and if the rule is like sweep you off your feet, well, fine, I'll sweep you off your feet. But if you don't tell me the rule and I'm a nice guy, I'm not going to make in this Me Too environment. I'm not going to make any risks.
Mm.
I'm not going to take any risks with a woman now. Not that, and I wouldn't have in the past. I've always been a good guy. But like the point is like right now, all these women want the nice guy. The nice guys are going to follow the rules. If the rules aren't defined, the guy
Yeah.
will avoid you.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah. I
that
think you
looks
just
like a
yeah. Yeah. I think you just summed it all up. I think you just summed it all up. Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
terrific. Well,
Yeah.
I expect to see both of you back with hunky men the next time I see you.
Yeah. Hunky
You're
man
my
is right. Okay. Thanks.
Okay,
Mm.
much love to both of you ladies. And I have to let everyone go now. I've probably gone overtime on Human Garage. So thank you. Be well. To everyone else watching, I'll be back on Monday with Gary. We'll be back together tag teaming on Monday, and then I'll be back the following Thursday. So have a wonderful new moon and a wonderful time. I love everyone. Ciao for now.
Bye. Bye.